and you get the iron, it's said. And now we have reached the precipice. We are at the tipping point. The question now is it going to be left or is it going to be right? And the question now is who's going to be not just the representative of this great city, but also the representative of this great region. The question really is, are you ready one more time to face your opponent? My name is Jude. This is I Beg to Differ Season 5, the final. And so, ladies and gentlemen, all our arguments, all our disagreements, all the oohs and ahs have led us to this particular point. 12 minutes gone past the hour, and we are about to determine the winner of this season's I Beg to Differ debate. My name is Jude Omamegbe. The final pits Pleroma International High School against Venocrest schools. Pleroma is represented by Temidara, Cherish, Akeju-Wemimo, and Irene, Chijindu, Amaechi. Venocrest School is represented by Clifford, MaryJane, Oluwatoyosi, and Sarimiye, Diane, Tamarapreye. Ladies and gentlemen, our debate topic is Nigeria needs younger leaders. Nigeria needs younger leaders. Let's bring the open speakers to the microphone. Good morning to you, ladies.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
I hope you both had a good weekend.
Yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Now, you do know already who is arguing for and against the motion, yes?
Yes, please.
All right, so who is arguing for the motion?
Me.
Venocrest. And that means, Pleroma, you are arguing against the motion.
Yes, please.
Okay, now let's quickly run through the rules. 3 minutes for each segment. The segments are the opening, the rebuttal, and closing argument. Now, the supporters of the motion will start us in that first round, which is the opening segment, the presentation opening segment. The supporters will start us off, and then we'll be hearing from the opposers of the motion. Rebuttal statements are initiated by the opposers of the motion. And after that, as always, we'll pass the microphone over to the supporters. The closing argument is going to be started by the supporters of the motion, and then the opposers will give us their closing arguments. After which, we will take a breather, have the man with the most difficult job in the building, Ifechukwu Moili, come through to give us his observation during that particular bout. Then we'll wait for the judges to give us the final scores. Now, for each segment, like I stated earlier on, we have 3 minutes. And during that time, you may pause, catch your breath, rearrange your thoughts. No penalties for that. However, the clock will not stop whilst you are paused. And after 3 minutes, if you're still speaking, you will hear this particular sound. Now, this indicator is to let you know that your time is up. However, if you're speaking and you have a point, that point that you are on will be taken. However, further points will not be allowed to continue. Now, is this clear by both teams?
Yes, sir.
Yes, please.
Okay. All right. So we'll go to the supporters of the motion. In this case, Venocrest schools. I put the timer back to 0, as you can see. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir.
All right. Once again, I need a verbal confirmation. Can you hear me, please?
Yes, sir.
All right. 3 minutes on the clock. All the best. Your time starts now.
Let's start on a mathematical note. The average age of the 5 presidents who have ruled Nigeria since 1999 is approximately 62.4 years. That is when we divide the total age sum by the number of leaders. So when we talk of young leadership, we are referring to leaders in this age gap. Our points are: 1. Demographic representation. Nigeria has one of the largest population of youth in the world, with a median age of about 18 years. So leadership that demonstrate these demographic realities will bring about responsibility, representation, and policy relevance. 2. Tech savvy. Young leaders are digital natives and are better equipped to leverage technology, which can tackle complex development challenges. 3. Problems like unemployment, digital economic access, and education directly affect these younger generations. Younger leaders are closer to these realities, and proximity to problems leads to practical solutions. 4. Younger leaders adapt to faster development changes and global changes through innovative ideas to enhance development. 5. Long-term visions. Young leaders have longer tenure possibilities, which can help them to implement longer development plans. 6. Education, skills, and global connectivity. Younger leaders are highly educated with relevant skills and global networking, which attract investment and partnership for a nation. 7. Frequent medical leaves and health concerns disrupt government continuity. Now, these younger leaders hardly face fewer age-related risks. They are of good stamina more than the older leaders. 8. Greater energy and stamina. Governors in Nigeria today require relentless engagement. Younger leaders will often drive possibility, programming, and policies. 9. Knowing fully well that the decisions they make today will run for decades, younger leaders produce and promote responsibility, promotion, sustainable development, and policy making. Now, 10. Younger leaders will bring diverse perspectives, including ethnic and gender representation, leading to inclusive policies. 11. As we saw during the Arab Spring, youth-driven activism brought about new accountability standards. In the words of the former US President Barack Obama, he said that the young leaders the future belongs to the young leaders, which are able to demonstrate and review the works of the old leaders. Thank you.
2 minutes and 22 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. The opening salvo from Venocrest. We'll take a breather. When we come back, we'll get to hear from Pleroma and their opening comments, as they are the reporting team.
This is I Beg to Differ on 92.3 Nigeria Info. The conversation continues in a moment.
All right, the finals upon us, ladies and gentlemen. We've heard the opening arguments from Venocrest, Pleroma. Schools ready for their opening salvo. They are the opposers of the motion. Once again, Ms. Wemimo, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
All right, so you know the rules. 3 minutes on the clock. All right. Okay, and you take a deep breath. Okay, good. Now, 3 minutes on the clock. Your time starts now.
The writer of Ecclesiastes understood something that we, in our modern enthusiasm, have forgotten: that leadership requires maturity, that judgment is honed by experience, that the impulsiveness of youth, however well-intentioned, can bring a nation to ruin. Good day, everyone. I'm Temidara Akeju from Pleroma International High School, and I oppose the motion. Nigeria needs younger leaders. My first argument: leadership is about capacity, not age. The World Economic Forum reports that countries with the highest governance scores have leaders whose average age is above 55. Why? Because leadership is about judgment, not just vigor. 2. Experience is a strategic national asset. Government requires leaders who have seen patterns and managed crisis. A 2022 study found that leadership effectiveness rise sharply from ages 40 to 60. 3. Integrity is not age dependent. Transparency International ranks Nigeria 145th out of 180 countries. But corruption is not the monopoly of the old. In fact, the 2 youngest ministers in the last administration, Betta Edu 37 and Oluwatoyosi 41, were the first to be implicated in major financial scandals, proving a painful truth. A corrupt youth has longer time to damage a nation than a corrupt elder. 4. Scripture and history warn us. Rehoboam listened to useful impulses and splits Israel. And it splits Israel. In African history, Uganda's Idi Amin rose to power at 39. Both of them unleashed destruction. 5. Youthful exuberance led to military coup. The 1966 coup that destroyed the First Republic was led by young military officers like Emmanuel Ife Ajuna, 31 years, and Chukwuma Kaduna, 29 years. 6. The Civil War. Nigeria's civil war that started from 1967 and lasted until 1970 was caused by the inexperience and rigid positions of young people like Yakubu Gowon, 32 years, and Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, 33 years. 7. History's greatest statesman led immaturity. Nelson Mandela recovered a fractured nation at 75, while Winston Churchill saved global democracy at 65. 8. The legal door is already open. The Not Too Young to Run Act was passed in 2018, yet now only 3.8% of the National Assembly's members are below 35. The reason isn't age restrictions. It is because of structural barriers, economic barriers, and competence gaps. 9. Strategic reforms matters more than demographic excitement. Without institutional strength, a young leader is merely a young victim of an old system. 10. Global youth failure rates. The UNDP reports that over 70% of countries led by young leaders face severe economic instability. 11. Nigeria's demographics need experience, not experiment. Experience, not experiment. 12. Neuroscience data on leadership maturity. A Harvard Medical School report found that prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision making, impulse control, and long-term planning, are fully matures around 45. Young people are more prone to godfatherism. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Your time just elapsed there. 3 minutes. That was a miscue. We're about to hear the sound. All right, so we've heard the opening salvo from both teams, Pleroma and Venocrest. We'll take a breather as we get to the rebuttal segment. And the rebuttal segment will be started off by the opposers of the motion, Pleroma International High School. Stay tuned.
Attention all secondary schools! The wait is over! The I Beg to Differ Schools Debate Competition is here! Season 5 is live!
From February 16 to March 3, the brightest young minds will battle it out on the big stage. It's wit, it's logic, it's teamwork, where schools go head-to-head for glory.
Who will rise? Who will persuade? Who will lead the charge with ideas that matter?
Join us daily as schools debate the toughest questions, sharpen their voices, and showcase the power of teamwork and intellect.
Don't miss a single round. Tune in, cheer for your school, and witness the future leaders in action.
I Beg to Differ Season 5, where schools speak and ideas lead.
All right, welcome back. 90.3 Nigerian Info. Pleroma International High School are up right now for their rebuttal statement because they are the opposition. They are the opposing team in this debate. The topic is Nigeria needs younger leaders. Nigeria needs younger leaders. The microphone is on, and the second speaker, Irene Chijindu Amaechi, is up. Good morning to you, Miss Irene.
Good morning, sir.
All right. Okay, so you know the rules. 3 minutes on the clock, and once again, all the best. Your time starts now.
The proposition have made their case, but on the surface it sounds appealing. But as a wise man once said, the simple man believes every word he said. Good day, everyone. My name is Irene, and having listened to their claims, allow me to examine them, not to the emotions but with facts, not with logic, not with assumptions but with facts, not with emotions but with logic. Permit me to paraphrase when necessary. On the demographic representation, indeed, Nigeria has a young population with 60 to 70% of citizens under 30. But your argument confuses representation with capability. Certain roles require derived knowledge over time. Governance is such a role. 2. You mentioned that they're tech savvy. Having an understanding of device doesn't make one eligible to negotiate oil contract. Governance requires economic enterprise policies, constitutional understanding, and lots more, derived through study and practice over time, not digital fluency. You made mention of problems with unemployment. Having a proximity to suffering doesn't give one the automatic ability to solve it. Empathy without competency are made good intentions. Good intentions don't fix roads, secure borders, or create schools. Your 4th and 9th points have all fallen on the idea of innovation. Well, I have, innovation must be balanced with wisdom. Mandela innovated at 75. Innovation is not limited to a certain age bracket. Not every new idea is good and not every old way is bad. The fifth one, long-term vision. Yes, your frustration is deeply understood, but the logical error is correlation without causation. Your older leaders failing doesn't prove younger leaders will succeed. Decline is caused by corruption and poor policies. 6, education. Young people are the future and they are leading, and the NSAS protest proves this. But the real question is, should political leadership be based on